In literary journals, citations for Sigmund Freud have quadrupled in the past half century. And in contrast, the citations in psychology journals have dipped by almost the same ratio. That's right. The man famously known for his groundbreaking work in psychoanalysis is now a hot topic in English departments. So who was Freud? He was a pivotal figure who introduced the world to concepts like the unconscious mind, dreams, and the Oedipus complex. But here's the twist. While his ideas revolutionized psychology, they're now sparking more debates in literature classes. Why is this happening? Freud, often hailed as the father of psychoanalysis, introduced some groundbreaking concepts that have echoed through the corridors of psychology and literature for over a century. And one of the key contributions was the concept of the unconscious mind. He suggested that this part of our psyche holds our deepest desires and fears, influencing our behavior in ways we might not even be aware of. And this revolutionary idea suggests that what drives us remains hidden beneath our conscious thoughts. Freud also proposed stages of psychosexual development, where he believed that our childhood experiences shape our adult personalities and behaviors. These stages, including the well-known Oedipus complex, sparked widespread debate and have been widely interpreted, supported, and critiqued. And his interpretation of dreams as windows into the unconscious was another of his notable ideas. He believed dreams reveal our innermost thoughts and feelings through symbols and narratives. Now, let's talk about his impact. Initially, Freud's theories were the bedrock of psychology. They opened new paths for understanding human behavior and mental health. However, as psychology advanced, it leaned more toward empirical and scientific methods, and Freud's theories started to be viewed more critically. Today, while his ideas are still taught, they're often considered historical rather than central to the modern psychological practice. And interestingly, as Freud's star dimmed in psychology, it rose in literature. Literary critics and scholars found his theories powerful tools for analyzing text. They used Freudian concepts to explore the depths of characters, uncover hidden meanings and narratives, and dissect themes and symbols. Freud's ideas offer a lens through which literature can be examined in new and insightful ways. So, why this shift? Why does Freud continue to resonate more in literary studies than in the very field he helped create? In literature, Freud's theories are like a gold mine. They offer unique perspectives to understand characters, unravel dense narratives, and explore underlying themes. For example, Freud's idea of the unconscious mind can help us decode why a character acts in a certain way, revealing hidden motivations and conflicts. Take Shakespeare's Hamlet, for instance. Freudian analysis might interpret Hamlet's hesitation to avenge his father's death as an internal conflict rooted in unconscious desires and fears. Or consider the works of Virginia Woolf, where stream of consciousness writing reflects Freud's influence, showcasing the flow of the unconscious mind. In psychology, however, Freud's star has faded. The field has pivoted toward more empirical and scientific methods, making some of Freud's untestable theories less relevant. Today, Freud is often viewed as a historical figure in psychology, a pioneer whose ideas laid the groundwork but are no longer central to modern practice. So why the stark difference? In literature, Freud's theories are used as tools for interpretation, adding depth and insight to our understanding of text. They open endless possibilities for analyzing human behavior and motivations in fictional worlds. Yet psychology focuses on evidence-based practice and testable theories, which has led to a gradual shift away from Freud's more speculative ideas. Yet his contribution to the foundation of psychoanalytic thought remains undeniable. This contrasting view of Freud in literature and psychology highlights how one thinker can influence different fields in vastly different ways. It shows the fluidity of ideas and how they adapt and find relevance in varying contexts. Students might examine Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment in a literature class, and here Freud's theory of the unconscious mind helps unravel Raskolnikov's complex motivations and guilt. The psychoanalytic lens provides a rich understanding of the character's inner turmoil. Now contrast this with the psychology class, where Freud might be discussed in the context of the historical development of psychotherapy. And here, students critically evaluate the empirical evidence for and against Freud's theories, often concluding that while groundbreaking, they lack scientific rigor by modern standards. So, Freud has become a relic in the field of psychology, yet remains highly relevant in literary studies. There's even a form of literary criticism called Freudian criticism, an approach to literary analysis that uses Freud's psychoanalytic theories to interpret text. It examines how unconscious desires, fears, and motivations influence characters and narratives. And by applying Freud's ideas to themes like sexual and familial relationships or inner conflicts, scholars can uncover deeper psychological layers and meanings in literature. But Freud's relationship with literature wasn't one-directional. He was a massive fan of Shakespeare, often citing works like Hamlet in his theories. Derrida's writings also marked him, shaping his understanding of human nature, and Nietzsche? His insights contributed to Freud's views on the human psyche. So while Freud's theories have influenced scholarly interpretations of classic characters, literature significantly shaped Freud's concepts. His concept of the Oedipus complex, which suggests a child's unconscious desire for the opposite sex parent and rivalry with the same sex parent, was directly inspired by the plot of this play. In Oedipus Rex, the protagonist unknowingly kills his father and marries his mother, actions that Freud used to illustrate his theories about unconscious desires and conflicts within the psyche. And this connection between Sophocles' tragedy and Freud's psychoanalytic theory is a prime example of how literature influenced his conceptual framework. To support his theory that unconscious guilt can manifest in dreams and behaviors in the interpretation of dreams, Freud refers to Shakespeare's Macbeth. He discusses how Lady Macbeth's sleepwalking and hand-washing symbolize her guilt and attempts to cleanse herself of the murder of King Duncan. Now, let's open up the discussion. What do you think about Freud's legacy? How do you see his theories playing out in different fields? Are there other historical figures who have similarly diverse impacts across disciplines? Perhaps you disagree with this perspective. You may believe that Freud's psychological theories still hold significant value, or you may see his impact on literature as overstated. Voice your ideas in the comments. And that wraps up our exploration of Freud's evolving influence in literature and psychology. And to recap, we've seen how Freud's theories, once central to psychology, have found a new home in literature where they offer a unique lens to understand characters and themes. In psychology, however, they're now more of a historical footnote as the field has moved toward more empirical methods. And this shift raises an interesting question, and one that we touched on just a moment ago. What other historical figures have had such impacts across different academic disciplines? If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more engaging discussions. Your support means a lot. And thanks for watching, and keep exploring.